Hi there, I'm Ephraim Gopin of 1832 Communications. Thank you for watching this episode of the Weekly Send, where I help your nonprofit upgrade its email fundraising and marketing program. Today, we're going to look at an email from City of Hope. The subject line reads, "The latest advances in preventing and treating gastric cancer." This is a good subject line because if the issue of gastric cancer is something I'm interested in, I want to know what's the latest and greatest in terms of prevention and treatment. Who it comes from City of Hope, which is good. That'll stand out in my inbox. I know who it's from. The email address, though, is City of Stories, and the reply to is, well, quite a lot of numbers and letters. I'd like something more personal here so that it's a one-to-one communication between City of Hope and me, the individual subscriber. The email itself, I get asked often, what type of content should we send in our emails besides fundraising asks? And I want you to think about content that's not about you, the organization, but something that provides value for your subscribers. And this email is a great example of just that. You see here the good hero image at the top, and then they have a title, and it's in large font, so it's easy to see and read. The latest advances in preventing and treating gastric cancer, which is what the subject line was. And then they have a very short amount of content here. Gastric or stomach cancer is relatively rare in the United States, striking about 27,000 people each year, accounting for less than 2% of all cancer cases. But gastric cancer is a global scourge, the third deadliest cancer in the world. While it's never a good time to be diagnosed with cancer, patients are benefiting from significant advances that were not available just a few years ago. Look at what they're doing here. They're not talking about City of Hope. They're bringing value to the subscriber by educating them about gastric cancer, prevention, and treatments that are available. And that's a great way to connect with your subscribers. It's not about you, the organization. You provide them educational content that provides extra value for them, teaches them more about the issues that you advocate for, about your mission, and it allows your organization to show off your expertise in a specific area. Here, this call to action is discover more, which I absolutely love. It's not just learn more or read more, it's discover, which is a much better verb here. I just want to show you one thing before I show you the mobile version. I also like this here, just on top of their footer or as part of their footer. Let's say I don't want to click and learn more about the gastric cancer. I have these quick links here. Find out more about City of Hope, and they give you a couple of quick links. I'd suggest putting this in your footer so that even if somebody doesn't necessarily connect with the main content of your email, they can still connect with you. You're driving traffic to your website, getting more eyeballs on your content, and that strengthens the relationships with your subscribers. The mobile version, certainly this picture stands out. The title here, big font, stands out. 2 easy paragraphs to read, and then your call to action, discover more. Simple. Skimmers and scanners will have no problem getting through this quickly. Click on discover more. When I click on discover more, I get to their blog, and they do an excellent job using their blog, again, to educate people. It's not about the organization. It's not about City of Hope. It's about providing value for their readers, users, email subscribers. And they introduce the topic of gastric cancer, and then they introduce you to what I call the story of one. They want to tell you the story of one person, and through that one person's story, they're going to tell you about the larger issue. They introduce you to Michael Kim, who's a Korean American who had no symptoms. He was a healthy 49-year-old, but he got tested, and it turns out that he had cancer. And then they talk about, as you scroll along, the therapies and the treatments that they have for somebody dealing with gastric cancer. They have this picture here of one of their doctors at City of Hope, and then they use that doctor and they quote her and they explain these therapies and these treatments. And then they talk about progress in surgical techniques, so more educational value. And then they have a more advanced case. They talk about another story of one, Herman Mendoza, and how they treated him. So you've got this great blog post, which is providing great content, education for the readers. And then at the bottom of your blog post, you should do this at the end of every blog post, have a call to action. Get your blog readers to do something. In this case, City of Hope has asked people to subscribe to our blog. You'll get an email every time there's a new blog post, so you can keep on top of the latest and greatest from City of Hope. It could be you want people to download an ebook here about healthy eating or cancer prevention or all kinds of other call to actions, but it doesn't matter what it is, as long as at the end of every blog post, you have a call to action. The goal is to continue to develop the relationship with the individual reader, subscriber, whoever it is. Takeaways for today's episode. Number one, not everything is about you. Share content that could be related to the issues you advocate for, your mission, your expertise. Number two, provide value for email subscribers by educating them. Share educational content with them and let them feel like they're getting value from being a subscriber to your e-news. And number three, your blog content helps connect people to your cause. Use your blog again to educate, to update, to tell stories. It connects people to what you're doing, and that helps develop the relationships with them. Thank you very much for watching this episode of the Weekly Send. We'll see you next episode.